Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Cindric with Cindric Gaming with part 2 of the wall series build. We're here today at the main keep area, just showing off kind of what I've done a little bit so far and kind of go over what the plan is here today. As you can see, I've got the border done. You see where all the gold bricks are. That's the claim border. I'm probably going to extend that out quite a bit. Just to have some room for the villagers, and other keep areas. The mountains here, I'm probably going to have to chop those down a bit, just because it's not quite conducive to building exactly what I want to build here. However, I got some stuff in here that I got to move around first before I start chopping everything down. As you can see, it's going to be pretty massive and pretty big, and here is where I'm wanting the warp wall to go if I can get the admin of Performium to actually do that for me once I actually finish getting this thing built. There's going to be a public grinder here, shops, chanting tables, a few other things, and of course started the rail system down to that first section of the wall that we saw in my last video that way. And then of course on this other side here, the wall will continue on towards the world border in that direction. Currently, we are about 6,000 blocks away from the first section of the wall, so quite a ways away. However, that should go fairly fast as there is quite a bit of open water between all of that, and so that's going to be fairly easy to build. The towers here are actually going to be massive just because there's going to be a lot of different things going on in here. And overall, I just want it to be a very large structure that is visible from miles around and everybody can come to and have different things to do. So as we progress with that, of course, I'll be continuing to post more videos about that. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to kind of follow this path here, and I'm going to show you kind of where the wall is going to go through and just kind of what I'm up against here and just how large of a project this is. So as you can see, all these trees, like these big ones right here, all the way up to there, are going to have to get chopped down just because, you don't want trees next to your wall, like I said in my last video. It's going to come through here. As you can see, you already got somebody building there. It's going to come through here, and as I mentioned in the last biome, last video, there's quite a few different biomes through here, but more importantly is how much water we're having to go through. And as you can see, you're going to have some small sections of land that you're going to cross, but there is a large amount of water that we're going to have to go through, and nice little ravines that we're going to have to cross and build down into to block off, just because I want the wall to basically be secure all the way down to bedrock because of other plans that I have going on, which once I get to that part we will cover in a whole new series of videos. I have a couple of different claims going through here just because at the time I didn't have enough claim blocks when I decided to do this, and so had to build the claim kind of a little piecemeal. And of course got another build going on right next to the wall, which is always going to be enjoyable. And that's the whole purpose of this, is for people to build next to it. Once again, just like you saw with the first section of the wall, there's going to be a ton of keeps along here. I'm going to put those kind of where they make sense, just so that people can have a general idea of what to expect or where to expect those keeps to be at. As you can see, we're getting into a swamp biome, and here is probably where I'm going to place the slime grinders. Got another little build going on over there. And back up into this biome, lots of birch trees. And here pretty quick we should be coming up to a mesa. Well, water first. And the nice thing is that most of the people that are building near the wall or have claims near the wall have been really good about working with me to actually make sure that this wall is going to come to fruition without too much of an issue. If you all know who Momolod is and see him around, can you please pass a message on that I would really, really like to buy this claim off of him. Otherwise, I'm going to have to build the wall around it, and it basically claim blocks him, which is not something I really want to do. He hasn't been on in 58 days, and it'd be nice just to be able to get that so I can finish or build through this section without too much interference. And another large ocean here, as you can see. So that part of the wall isn't going to take very long to build at all. And I'm going to build all the major land parts first, just because they're the longest part of the build. And if I can get those done, then these ocean parts will go fairly quick. Alan here has trusted me on his claim, so I can actually build through here without too much of an issue. All his plans for it are going to be down here in the pit. So he is very nice about that, to let me build there, as you can see, which is going to be nice. Make this process a lot faster and easier, and I won't have to go around. As you can see here, somebody decided to build a little village, which is kind of interesting. Not really going to be able to make that part of the wall because, it's an island out in the middle of nowhere. However, the individual that built that village did trust me on his claim, so I can't remember if he gave me permission trust or not. If he did, I, of course, will open those villagers up for everybody to trade with. If not, it'll just be a nice little cool feature for everybody to come through and see. And as you can see, the claim just keeps going and going and going. And I did misspeak in my last video. I said I had 10,000 blocks more to go, or 3,000 build out of 10,000, and that was wrong. I have 3,000 out of 20,000 built. This is one of my villages that I've claimed. We're going to make that a part of the wall. I'll probably run it right around the village just because I don't want to destroy those last two buildings, but should be a fun, interesting build to go through there. And as you can see, we're into the jungle biome like we were at the first part of the village. Coming through here, I just built that little wall right there just because I wanted to kind of see where my end point was. Nice little build going on right there. It's actually kind of nice, has a little dock there. And I might talk to the owner of that claim and see about actually putting in a dispenser and such to, kind of automatically launch boats, as this is a pretty large ocean crossing. Got a nice little island here that somebody's been working on and building. And we should be coming up to the first section of the wall here fairly quickly. Might have one other small piece of land to cover. But as you can see, like I said, lots and lots of ocean to cover. And this is going to be kind of some of the last sections of the wall to be built. Just because, it's easier to build that. It's pretty much a straight shot. I don't have to follow the contour of the land at all. And doesn't take as many resources as the other sections of the wall on land are going to take. And there's not going to be any keeps in the middle of the ocean. I am going to put some gates in there with like small defense towers along the top of the wall to kind of overlook those gates, just so people who are sailing the ocean in boats can get through the wall without an issue. The whole idea behind this wall isn't to grief everybody, but to provide a fun little feature for everybody to play around with. and this is kind of new. This was not here during the last video. This is something that I ran into earlier today while I was playing. One of the people building near the wall decided to build a rail from their claim all the way over to the wall. And because they didn't have enough claim blocks to actually do it, and I didn't want somebody to come along and destroy their rail, I claimed it and trusted them on it with full perms. So that way they can give permission trust to whoever they need to. And the whole idea is that they can travel back and forth from their claim to the wall to trade with the villagers and everything else at that last keep as they need to. Which is kind of nice. That was kind of the whole idea, was for people to enjoy this. So just kind of show you, kind of brings you right up to here. A nice little thing about this is that it actually has an end portal for people to be able to use. Something that I should probably put in all of the keeps. Is a little bit of an end portal for everybody. The individual who's building this, her name is Cat Lover 4, and they've been really cool. I mean, this is actually kind of a nice little base. They got themselves a little mob grinder here and a few other things. So a nice little shout out to them. And overall, pretty nice base. Anyway, thank you for joining me again tonight, or today as the case may be. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more, give me a like and subscribe to the channel. And y'all have a great night.